do my houseplant tour. Just go through all of my plants, which ones are new, kind of just a backstory towards them, and kind of also just show you my room, and that's where I have the majority of my plants since I do not live in my own apartment. Yeah, I'm a millennial and I live in Toronto, so hopefully by next year, but that's only if I'm lucky. So anywho, I hope you enjoy. So I apologize for the exposure in this video. I have a west-facing window, so the sun is in the direction of the camera, but this is just an overview of my room, where all my plants are. Yeah. This first one is an euphorbia lactea. It is gigantic. It won't stand up straight anymore, and it just keeps on injuring itself. So the euphorbias, they have this milky substance that comes out of it, if you can tell over here, and it's just so difficult to repot, difficult to manage in a way. The only thing that's pretty simple is that I water it probably once every 2 months or 1 month, depends on if it's very dry. Okay, so we'll go to where my majority of the plants are. I have an orchid here. The blooms died off, and hopefully next summer I'll have some more blooms. My monstera deliciosa, it's a juvenile still, so there's no fenestrations yet. This is my biggest leaf. I'm very excited to see when the fenestrations do start to show. My Hoya pubicalix, this was a colleague of mine from work gave to me. I absolutely love that the vine is just growing, and then eventually the little leaves, as you can tell, will start to grow, and then eventually I can put it on a trellis. I just think the Hoya pubicalix is just adorable. It has these little splashes of green on it. My Sansevieria laurentii in the back. I do have like little, if you can see this little empty pot, it actually has water in it just to add a little bit of humidity. I ordered a humidifier, hasn't come yet, so hopefully it will be better for the winter to have a humidifier for my plants. My begonia maculata, I finally got a pot for it. I think it kind of goes well with the begonia itself and then the rest of my decor. The begonia has a leaf coming out. I'm very excited. My beautiful ZZ plant. It is, like, understandably such a good plant. You don't have to water it that often, and it's grown so much since I got it. The leaves are just adorable, and the tubers are still very thick, so you know that you don't need to water it. It'll start to like prune up if you need to water it. I have a little baby aloe here. It's kind of hidden, but it's mostly 'cause there's scorch marks on it, and when I did have it closer to the window, that's what happened. So I just kind of put it back now, and the leaves are starting to grow and there's no more scorch marks on them. I showed this one recently in my video, my green pothos. Another orchid here in the back, same thing, the blooms fell off. Okay. In this corner I have my red ribbon peperomia. I'm so sorry about the exposure. It is just this cute little peperomia. It kind of just looks like herbs. When I bought it, that's what I really thought of, and that's what kind of attracted me to it. My pothos, pearls and jade. I couldn't even put this properly to the wall, so it's kind of crooked. Okay, moving on to the next shelf. Got my fishbone cactus. It grows in so funky. I absolutely love it. There's like a little shoot coming out over there. Peperomia pixie lime, or Peperomia orba pixie lime. My philodendron birkin. This here in Ontario is one of the most sought after plant. Not one of the most, but I see a lot of people in like Facebook groups trying to find one, and they're selling for $60 or these very high prices. And I honestly just got it at a Canadian Tire for $12. And I just love these leaves. I can't even focus, but the leaves are just magnificent. Okay, got my neon pothos. I'm ready to see some trailing action once it starts to pop out all this new growth, but it's still acclimatizing to my house since it is a new purchase. I have a croton. It's a red croton. This one I would say is kind of difficult to take care of. Let me just remove that. Where it can't be too close to the sun, otherwise all the leaves will drop, and you can see it happened here with me. It was more full, and then the leaves started to fall off because either I was underwatering it or it was too close to the sun. So I just kind of experiment with my plants and put them in places where I think they'll survive. So behind these two bigger plants, I think it's okay. It still does get light, it's not like hidden or anything. Got my Syngonium white butterfly. I love this plant. It is so underrated, so beautiful. There's so many different, like each leaf is different basically. You got my Scindapsus pictus argyus. I don't know how to say that, but it's just trailing and trailing. Goes all the way to here, but as you can tell, it missed a node. And what that means is it's grown so much to the point that it needs more light, and either needs more light or it needs to be propped up. So they're trailing plants, but they also trail up in nature, and the more you prop it up, the more the leaves will grow fuller and bigger. So I might have to do that with a moss pole, or what I'm doing right now is I just like chop it at a node. So let's say right here. So you got this little node right here. Oh, I can't focus, but, and then you put it in water, let it grow, the roots grow, and then you just put it back into the pot once the roots are big enough. I don't know, that's just how I'm trying to do it. In the future, I'll see if it's worked like that, or I should just prop it up on a moss pole. I have my Senecio dolphins. Like, honestly, just look at that. It is adorable. Like, who knew that dolphins grew like plants? Like, I can't even explain how much love I have for this. It's adorable. Got a spider plant with a baby spider plant, or two. Okay. Then down here, I got all my action figures and all my books. My apologies. Got my Fernwood Sansevieria, my Philodendron Brazil. I'm also in love with this one. It's also very underrated because it's such an easy plant, so a lot of people have it. But just look at that. Like, that is a masterpiece. Got this green foliage with the lemon lime streak in the middle. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Then I got a Pilea pup, Pilea peperomioides pup that I took from the mother plant just to see if it would be okay on its own, and maybe I can give it away to someone. I did give away one of my Pilea pups to a colleague. I have here, let me just move that one. Have here Dieffenbachia splash, or Dieffenbachia camouflage. The leaves are just so pretty, and there's one new one coming out. This is a Dieffenbachia Camille, I believe. If it's incorrect, I'll just put it on the bottom. They are droopy. The leaves are droopy, as you can tell, and that's like a vocal, water me please type of thing. So I'll definitely water that as soon as I'm done filming. And lastly, on my shelf, got my Maranta leucanara rabbit's foot. I believe it's kind of just doing its thing. It's not in the best shape. I did have to deal with a lot of spider mites and mealybugs, so I've sprayed it a bit. There's insecticide. It's kind of been through a lot, but it's still this cute little plant. Got my Calatheas rosiopicta. These beautiful pink. I do think that it was attacked by the same bugs that this one had, so I did spray it, and it's just, I don't know. I'll have to deal with this one. These are not the easiest of plants to take care of. They are very drama queens. They're very, what can I say? You can't water it with tap water. And yeah, I don't know. I still think they're very pretty, and hopefully I can get the hang of them in the future. Come on to here, my Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. Just seen them. My dragon tree. I have some propagations going on. Get some of these nice little roots here and about. Ooh, I do like my stained glass. If you can't tell already by this one over here. My dwarf umbrella tree. It is a little bit variegated. It's not as variegated as I'd like it to be, but it does well in this location. I do have a west facing window, so for a lot of my plants that would be too much sun, but seems to be okay with these ones that I do have on my windowsill. I have Crassulovata jade golem. Literally looks like Shrek's ears. Like, does not look like Shrek's ears. It's so cute. And it gives off new leaves all the time. I don't know. Just so easy to take care of. I love it. I got my string of turtles. It is actually a little sun stressed, which is cute in a way. It just means that it's getting a lot of sun, and it turns a little more red in a way. It's very small. It did have an accident when I first got it, so a lot of the leaves died, or a lot of the vines died, but it's coming back. It's coming back. Peperomia obtusifolia. I have some kalanchoes, some random succulents, and my my Thanksgiving cactus trying to propagate. Have some more propagation here. On my bedside table, I have a Peperomia caparata red ripple, and it doesn't really look that red, but if you look underneath, I don't want to break it, they are very fragile. They have a red sheen on the back, and they're just so shiny and pretty. I do like them. They are very, for me, they're difficult. I have a difficult time with peperomias in general where I overwater them. Not with the pusifolias, those are easier, but with these ones, yeah, I've had 2 of them die already, so I just really want this one to survive. Please. Yeah, my Peperomia obtusifolia. Okay, let's go here. I have Mother of Thousands, I believe. So what happens is the Mother of Thousands, they give off these little babies. You can see right here. Oops. These little babies, they fall off into the soil, and then new ones grow, and it just becomes a fuller pot, or you can give them away. I have a string of watermelon. Like, isn't that just cute? Sorry about the creaking. That's my bed. I have a lithops, or 5 of them. They just look like little butts. And one of them had flowered, so it's just gonna die off, and then eventually a new plant itself would grow from the inside. I'll eventually show you more about that. Have my Senecio Rolianus. I cannot say that, but my string of pearls. It is doing so well. Look at all this new growth. I kind of killed it when I first got it. I had no clue how to take care of it. And now it's just keeps on growing, keeps on giving me new growth, and I absolutely adore it. Got the burro's tail, the sedum burrito. And I do have these little tiny ones over here. So what happens, like one of these little leaflets falls, you put them on top of the soil, and it'll grow more. And you see how it's trying to catch the sun, so it faces towards the sun. Have another euphorbia. It's honestly not another one, it's just a piece of that big one on the side over there, and it grew into this. I might have to pot it back into the other pot just to make the other one look better, and I really don't want this near me in case it does fall. It will injure me or my dog. Got my Marble Queen pothos on my windowsill. I will have to get on top of my bed to do this. Ooh. Okay. Got my string of turtles. Sorry, string of hearts. Just absolutely adorable. Serapegii woodii, I believe is the scientific name. I wrapped one of the vines around on the top. Hopefully it'll root and make it fuller, because right now it just looks like little baby strings. It's still very cute. Got my Sansevieria bonsai, my philodendron cordatum, so heartleaf philodendron. I love this one. It's so full, easy growing. Like there's still more growth coming out, and it's October. Have my monstera adenisonii. This one is finicky. Actually, my cousin gave me this cutting, and I made more cuttings out of it, and just trying to experiment with where to put it. It's been very difficult to understand what it wants. I gotta admit. So like this one doesn't have any, this one doesn't have any fenestration at all. And then this one will have lots of fenestration. It'll look just like this one. And this leaf is beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. Then here in the back, you got a nice leaf. But then the new leaf that came out was this, oh my god, this unfortunate, I don't know. I have put some water in here to make sure it has humidity. It's not too close to the sun, not too far away from the sun. I don't understand. Hopefully this specimen, maybe I can just cut this leaf and make one whole plant out of that and keep it growing to make it more, I guess, nicer looking, but who knows. Okay, I got my Sansevieria laurentii pup here, my Tradescantia zebrina, my green spider plant, my Peperomia tussifolia variegata. It still hasn't put any new leaves out, but it's not dead also, so who knows. Okay, then on my desk, I have my Pilea peperomioides mother plant. It does have 3 plants in one. I'm still learning about this one. Not all of them look beautiful like we see on Instagram. This is a nice leaf, but then a lot of the leaves, they curl in, or they look bumpy, and it's probably just nutrient deficient, so I do have to fertilize this one. Maybe put some eggshells on top. That gives them calcium. This is my newest plant. I just got it yesterday. It's a Philodendron Shangri-La, and I don't know where to put it yet, so it's kind of here a little bit quarantining. It does have these weird finicky spots on it, so I'm not sure if when the new growth comes out it'll still have that, which I'm not really looking forward to having a plant full of spots. But it was marked down the price like heavily, I guess, because of it. So I was like, why not? I'll have this one. They look beautiful when they're like mature. Yeah. My watermelon peperomia. I am absolutely in love with this plant. Look at it. Like, how could you not like that? Like, look how big this leaf is. My Thanksgiving cactus. It blooms twice a year for me. since I've had it. So it's been 5 years I've had it, I think. You can tell by how old the tree stump is. I know it's not a tree, but yeah, it's very mature. Okay, I have a blue fern. I'll put down the name. I totally forgot what the name is. My apologies. It kind of has this cute little shape to it, and it's my only fern. I have a thing with water here to make sure the humidity is okay for it, and I always keep it moist so it's not dry. If it dries out, all the leaves will fall off. Okay, and then over here, excuse my mess. I did order some, what do they call it? Extension cords, so I can fix all this mess up from my betta tank and my bigger tank. Yeah. So over here I have my burgundy Ficus elastica, and it is just beautiful. These leaves are this dark green. The back is a light green, and then eventually when it matures it'll turn red, I believe. Yeah, see, that's a bit more red. The new leaves come in red and then turn green. Not the leaves, but the leaflet, the part outside the caterpillar, that's what I meant. I do hope that this grows into a beautiful tree. I'm very excited to see this one grow in my house. Up here near my fish tank, I have an arabica. It's a coffee tree, or a coffee plant. This might not grow into a tree. There's two different types. There's the coffee tree and the coffee plant. This one is finicky. Do not have it too close to the window. I have mine as far possible as I can, as when I did have it close, all the leaves started to shrivel up, get brown, and just fall. And now it's getting better. All these little shiny leaves are new. Got my Dracaena marginata. It's doing well. New growth over here. I sometimes water my plants with the water that I use, or not use, the water that I take out of my fish tanks. So whenever I'm doing a water change. And, oh, I do have an air plant, a Tillandsia. It just kind of sits here on my little cowboy hat, and you water it once a week. Yeah. That's my plant tour. So yeah, that was my houseplant tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Juniper just wanted to say hello. Put her down. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.